Ellison Heritage School is celebrating its 100th anniversary, and they're hoping former students, teachers, and staff come out to the celebration.
I'm really hoping that lots of the former students turn up, We've no way of knowing really how many of them are still around in the neighborhood and will have heard about it. But it's, exciting to think that the school has survived that length of time.
Built in 1912, the school was used as an elementary school, housing some 35 students at the time. It later closed in 1996, but after some renovations and restoration work, it's now being used as a community hall.
When I was principal here, it was just a primary school, kindergarten, 1, 2, and sometimes 3. But it was lovely. I mean, the kids had so much room to play, and it was such a great setting for them.
That when we look back at photographs of the reno, the flagpole remained. They didn't touch the flagpole during the renovations.
Jim Klein was a former principal at the school from 1983 to 1988. He visited the school recently with 2 former teachers, reminiscing about their fond memories.
Children went in there.
With only 2 rooms and housing no more than 75 students in the 1980s, the school was an integral part of the community. It became the hub for community events, social gatherings, and allowed for the development of close relationships between teachers and families.
With me being here as long as I was, I often had, 3 or 4 children out of the same family that would come, 2 years apart. The parents were very supportive, and anything we were doing, they would come and join in. So it was a nice place to be.
I think the best thing about it was that it was a small school, and it was a family grouping, and we knew there were 3 teachers for most of the time, sometimes only 2, and we knew all the children in the school, and we did many things that you could do with a small number. Although the numbers weren't that small, the numbers per teacher, but we knew everyone.
As part of the school's 75th anniversary back in 1987, the school marked the occasion by creating a time capsule filled with student work and memorabilia of the time.
Yes. So the only thing we made a mistake of was this label, right? Somehow the label didn't survive.
The whole thing was wrapped in plastic,
yes.
But a little bit of moisture got in there.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I thought it did well.
Oh,
Very
very
well.
well.
Yeah.
Everything was
For
perfectly
25
done.
years, I mean, that's quite a long time.
Yeah.
It was just an opportunity for kids to think about the 75 years past, and we agreed that in 25 years it would be unearthed for the 100th celebration. I mean, it's not a long time for a time capsule, but it was significant, and kids have been interested. They were interested at that time, and all the teachers had their class do a special little booklet or submissions that went into the time capsule.
Children in my class all wrote about what they thought they would be doing in 25 years, and if they thought they'd be married or have children, and reading them afterwards, they weren't really going into anything that was inspirational. They were very practical, so it seemed very practical anyway, the things that they wrote down.
The whole month of May, couriers here that were buried. Rick Hansen, of course, was big.
I think it was an interesting project for the children to do. Some of them made predictions, and some of them, actually one group coincided with the Rick Hansen year, which is 25 years ago. So there's lots of projects that the teacher put in that the students did.
You can see these items as well as meet former students, teachers, staff, and residents during the 100th anniversary celebration on Saturday, June the 2nd. The event takes place at the Ellison Heritage School from 8 to 5 p.m., with the opening ceremonies kicking off at 10 a.m. There will be entertainment throughout the day, along with activities for the kids, musical acts, historical displays, and a heritage classroom. In Kelowna, I'm Marianne Okel for Shaw TV.